Botswana's biggest natural bodybuilder is back. Change of settings here because we weren't able to record the quality of audio we felt this video deserved. So we're doing a voiceover. We're taking you through the workout. It's a change of pace, but we have to remain adaptable. But here, the Quadfather couldn't miss out on doing legs. They call me the Quadfather for a reason. As you see here, I'm warming up with 15s on the hack squat. Just to warm up the knees, build up that blood flow around the legs, get that activation. I'd already done my warm-ups prior. Don't think I just go into these exercises cold as I am into lifting this heavy weight. Nah, you have to pre-activate that muscle. You have to stimulate it. You have to invigorate. I'm yapping, but you understand the essence of what I'm trying to say. But yeah, we're here with a light, is it 20 and 15, 35, 70 kg per side. We're going light here. Remember, your warm-ups should not fatigue you that much going into your working sets. You warm up how you want to train. So if you plan on training in and around the 5 to 6 rep range, train your warm-ups in that exact same manner. The form, foot stance, the cadence, as well as the precision in your technique. You can't, everything has to look the same because you're now prepping your nervous system to move that weight as efficiently as possible. Okay. At this point, the weight isn't moving as fast as I would like, and my mind state during all of this, I could almost feel like the leg day specifically was not about to be a pleasant one, because typically I've done 140 for about 4 to 5 reps. Here, I only maxed out to 120 for at best 2 reps. So you now need to keep in mind that I'm also cutting. And when you're cutting, although you still have to push yourself to your max in terms of training 1 to 2 reps or 2 failure, you're naturally still gonna lose a bit of strength as you go deeper into the cut. But I hypothesize another reason as to why my strength wasn't as good here today is due to the lack of recovery. I only had slept about 3 to 4 hours comfortably. That it can also be a factor because sometimes the fatigue just gets to you. I have been training at a high volume, and I remember mentioning earlier yesterday morning that I do think I might need to deload pretty soon. That is on the cards because your nervous system can only take so much beating because of how close to proximity I train to failure, which is often. I made the mistake of saying I maxed out at 120. I maxed out at 130. My apologies. Yeah, as you can tell, I'm a bit sleepy and drowsy as I record this. I had to take a massive nap as soon as I got home. So I'm a bit drowsy and the voice is a bit slurred. The speech isn't as fast and rapid as I'd like, but we still have to get to it though. Content still needs to be recorded. I have to provide for my community because that's what we're building here. You guys are gonna watch me on my road to becoming the biggest natural bodybuilder in Botswana. I'm gonna be bigger than Natty Ronnie Coleman. I'm gonna show the world why I am Botswana's Quadfather, undisputed. But here wasn't too optimistic from my perspective. Could only force through the singular rep. I was it? Oh, the second rep. Wow. But yeah, this leg session was already giving me the signs that nah, today was not the day. But we still have to get in that volume regardless. Here, I was experimenting. I had seen this exercise done on TikTok, and it always just came across my mind. Why did these guys usually use a low amount of weight on the incline squat, even though it's a singular leg? Mind you, these were huge guys, bodybuilders. You can tell that they had that high training age, the density, the striation, their legs. They looked like that of a mature lifter. But these were humbling. When I tell you the tension at the most difficult part of the movement was at the bottom, and this will make you cry, quench. It'll make you regret, but at the end of the day, or in essence, you're never going to grow if you're comfortable. So this is an exercise I'll definitely add into my routine in the future. My thinking is I'm going to have to load this very slowly. I can barely even do this without the weight. So maybe if I do this, if I can reach 15 reps, that would be ideal, because I could only do 4 reps maximum per leg. Now imagine someone trying to add 10 kgs per side. That would just be a nightmare. The incline squat is quite fascinating because when I originally came to the gym, it was the only squat machine that was available, and I didn't really enjoy it because of the lack of range of motion. However, I think this time I'm still going to reintroduce it because the singular leg one seems to be more effective than the double leg. Here, you can ego lift like crazy because the range of motion is so short. Now, we have to hit hamstrings. You can't just look big from the front with your quads. You have to look huge, wide, from all angles, laterally, vertically, and horizontally. Now, people like to question, oh, should I do the seated or the lying hamstring curl machine? And I'd like to say, just do both. Just to, even though they may look like they work exactly the same muscle, the lying hamstring machine works more of your outer hamstring, and then the seated works in the more inner hamstring, even though both set of exercises target each set or each proportion of the hamstrings accordingly. But it's just a matter of getting the finer details if you're obsessed with it. But it really doesn't matter as long as you're hitting your hamstring sufficiently with volume, isolating it. Once you've done your compounds like stiff-legged deadlifts, RDLs, deadlifts, it's fine, because you're not really losing out much if you do strictly one of them. Now, hamstrings, they grow best from stretch-mediated hypertrophy. I'm not sure if I've mentioned that already, but that's besides the point. So always make sure, if your hamstrings are a weakness, which I notice is a thing for a lot of guys. Most guys are quad dominant, and that's where knee issues start to persist, because they have weak hamstrings and now their knees are having to overcompensate for that heavy weight from the quads, and your weak hamstrings aren't helping leveling out that weight you carry on your leg. I believe I'm clear on this, but if I'm not, just let me know in the comments. Hit me up on IG, TikTok, so we can discuss, or even on the YouTube comments. Now, single leg hamstring leg extensions. I feel as if though maxing out on the leg extensions just gets so boring. I want to max out the leg extension on one leg. Get to the point where I can do the whole machine for 20 reps solely on that one leg. That's when I know I've reached another level. Because yeah, I could say I squat 200, but maxing out the machine with one leg, that's a different type of flex. So after hitting the single leg extensions, I just done a bit of arms, and people I've noticed are a bit dogmatic with their splits. They say I have to do push pull legs, I have to do upper lower upper lower. Just do what feels right for you. If it means you have to mix certain muscles that don't match, for my case, arms and legs, that's fine. If it, because you're still doing a split you know you'll stick to long term, the best split is the split you know you'll stay consistent towards and build on long term, progressively overloading, hitting it certain muscles 2 to 3 times frequency. But yeah, we're out. The Quadfather will be back tomorrow with another banger. Peace.